Hey, Knoptop here, and I just stopped by Harbor Freight and I found these Underhood LED lights. We're gonna try them out, see if they work any good for video lights. The Braun Underhood rechargeable work light. I picked this up at Harbor Freight and thought, wow, this looks a lot like an ice light. And this isn't anything new. There's a lot of DIY options that you can create, but I thought this is unique because 3-in-1 mounting systems. It's got little hooks, it's got some magnets, and it's got 845 lumens, up to 7-hour runtime, and then a beam distance of 88 feet. Since this isn't a video light, it doesn't give us the measurements we actually want, which is CRI rating, color temperature. But I wanted to try out these lights. They cost about $50 each, so I picked up 2 of them. And what you're seeing right now is the lighting with these 2 lights. As you can see, I just have them hanging on 2 poles on both sides of the camera here, and they're about arm's length. The first thing I did was charge the lights. Now the instructions said that it takes about 4.5 hours to charge these lights, and it took about 4 hours for each one of these lights. These are built-in batteries in these lights, and each light lasted about 2 hours. I got 2.5 hours out of one light and 2 hours out of another light, and I don't know if it mattered if I left them on consistently or if I was turning them off on and on throughout, but I was only able to get about 2.5 hours. I wanted to test how long these took to charge, how long they stay on, and what exactly happens when they run out of a charge. I experimented and tried it out, and pretty much the light just shuts off. There's no warning, there's no flashing light or anything. It just goes off. Now you can plug the light in and use it plugged in when it comes with an outlet plug and a plug for your car lighter. I was hoping that there'd be a little bit of like some warning so you could at least know when your light's about to go dead. Even right now, I'm kind of wondering when these lights might go off because I've had them off and on throughout this recording and off camera. So at any moment, these lights could just go off, which is kind of a bummer. There's actually a lot of kind of bummers because these aren't video lights. These are made for work lights. What did I expect? These aren't gonna operate the way a video light should operate. Coming in at about $100 plus this little backlight I have right here. Yeah, I also bought another flashlight. I hung it up here for a backlight. I thought the spotlight might give me a little bit of a backlight here. You can see how I lit it with all the lights off. And that's a little something. I mean, it gives me a little separation on the back here, but that cost $20 too. So now we're at $120. Spoiler alert, I am gonna be returning these to Harbor Freight because while I was surfing on the internet today, I saw these lights right here and they look pretty legit, and I think they come with light stands. Check the link in the description if you wanna find out more about those lights. Now let me grab one of the lights so you can actually see it in person and I can talk to you a little bit about that. Which one should I grab? I'm gonna take this one. Here we go. All right, so you can hear the wax paper, and I'm just gonna turn this off for a second. So you can see here, this wax paper, you have to put it on. Not only just to spread the light out, but just on-screen talent, those LEDs are intense. So I'm gonna take this off temporarily just so you can see what it looks like. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the low setting. Do you see that flicker? There we go. The flicker goes away, and now we're here. Now you can see, well, sorry about that. The light is a little bit more intense, but I don't know if you can see this. Let me see. Yeah, you can kind of see it. You see those ridges right there? And if we dial this down, let me see if I can dial this down. There it is. So that's what you'd be seeing. See those lights? They're intense. Dial it back up. My lightsaber. Now these could be ideal lights for background effects or just lighting effects if you want to create, but as far as main lighting for your videos, these are not ideal. I'd need like 5 of these things if I was gonna do this right. The bummer is on camera, it actually looks a little bit cooler than it really is in real life. Trust me. Let me just show you what this diffusion, how it affects this lighting. So I have this really high-end wax paper diffusion. So you can see how it does diffuse it and knocks down the light a little bit. Lighting's a tricky thing because some of you might be like, oh, I liked it better without. Well, that's cool and everything, but it is intense to stare at this light. I know on video it's just a beam of cool lightsaber light, but in person, when you look away, all you see are these little teeny LED lights in the back of your skull. The back is just the logo, the front is the lights. And it features a unique mounting system here. This unscrews and there's a bungee. So it does offer some unique mounting options. I keep looking at this monitor up here. I'm still getting used to this external monitor. I did a video on it if you want to find out more. This has some unique mounting options, so you could mount this in some unique places. It's got a little charging point, It's got a little charging port right there. The goods and bads, let's go over them. So a couple of the good things. Nice solid build quality. It's got some mounting options, magnetic mount, unscrew it. It's got the bungee mount, which I think this lets it stretch to about 6 feet. There we go, put that back. The light does come with the wall charger and the charger for your car. Now keep in mind the good and bads of this is for video specifically. Another good thing is you can get some really creative lighting. In this case here, look, you can just hide this light right behind a small pole or a small area and you can do some background lighting, which is kind of cool. You can't really get that kind of effect with a larger light. So that's definitely a good thing. Now, as far as the bad things, right away, the charging. I don't like built-in batteries, and I don't like that it doesn't give you any warning or any indication of how full it is before it goes out. It just shuts off. When it goes into the modes, it flickers when it's in medium brightness, which ironically enough is the longest runtime of the light. This is where it says that it'll go for 7 hours. The other thing is the throw. This thing, though you can wield it pretty well, the light itself doesn't throw that far, and you have to have the lights pretty close. Like if I set this right off camera here, it's not bad. But ideally, you can see this is only like 3 feet. That's not ideal for video lighting, especially if you want to get some wide shots. As far as I know, this is not waterproof, so you can't really submerge in water. I don't even know if you can get it wet. So the cost, $50 a piece for lights that aren't really made for video production. It's definitely something to think about if you're going to invest in something like this. I know there's some options out there, and I've seen some videos where people have built these for about $15 or $20 just using parts that they've ordered online. See, I was gonna almost start to build some of these lights, but you can just get one of these plastic tubes like this. You can see here, that's a lot longer. So if I ran lights through that whole entire tube, you can get a lot more lights, a lot more tube, and a lot more of a visual effect if you were gonna use this as a background prop or something. Maybe that's it. Maybe these are just ideal lights to use as props in your shots because they do look pretty cool. You could just wrap these with some black tape. It is nice because it's all completely done and it's got built-in buttons and things like that, so it looks professional. Let's do a quick recap. Yes, I am returning these because for the price, I think I could get something nicer. These lights right here look pretty good. I don't really have a specific need for these right now. I was hoping I could just use 2 of these as my main lighting and just have them on 2 light stands and they would just be like super thin, easy to deal with, but it's not the right kind of lighting for me. Let me know in the comments below if you've used a light like this, like a work light, and tried to utilize it as a video light, if you've had any success, or if you have any other warnings of lights to stay away from. So that's just my thought. I wanted to help you guys out in case you've seen these out at Harbor Freight and you've been thinking, I wonder if those could work for video. Well, I've lit this entire video with these lights, so now you can see what it looks like in this exact scenario and some of the samples that I've showed you. I'm using a G85. This is the 12-60 lens, 400 ISO, 3.5 f-stop. Real quick, honorable mention, this was the light I was using for the backlight. It's the little flashlight. I don't know if I have the packaging. If so, I'll show it to you here. This is how this flashlight works though. It's rechargeable. I do like that. I think it's USB-C is how it charges, which is really cool. It's got a little latch right here that you can adjust the top. And it's got 2 settings, high and low for the top there, which is cool. But then when you pull this out, it turns on this switch. Now, this is the pros and cons of this. The switch is only when it's pulled out, so you can't leave it open and then turn it off. So that's the only way that turns on. It's pretty bright. If I shut off these other lights here, it's pretty bright. And you can see here where I'm holding the light away from you like that. That's pretty cool. And you can light the top one. I say light it, light the torch. It also has the spotlight too. So this could work kind of cool if you needed it to use it for some accent lighting. I know I was using it as a backlight here. You can kind of see it does work pretty well. You know, this is at arm's length, 3 foot away. and it's really light. I don't know the runtime of this one. This wasn't really a primary light that I wanted to review, but this was the other light that pushed me into the 120 range, so totally taking these back. Gonna save some money for a while. I might not even get those other lights either now that I think about it. I might just save the money. Thanks again for watching. I hope this was helpful. Knoptop. Buy video lights for video. Oh, I was supposed to go out. That would have been so cool. Oh, now it goes out. Knoptop, go make something.